by storm, documenting every move as he switched from manhood to girlhood. So Dylan started posting almost every day. Day 1, day 2, day 200 of being a girl. And that got Dylan a lot of attention. I mean, how could it not?
Day 66, being a girl, and today I'm in nature. Trees, I love them. Water, lakes, I love them. Heels, they're my hiking heels. I love them. Love you. Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Love ya.
Dylan's a character, and characters get a lot of attention on the internet, but not every big personality gets to sit down with the president and Drew Barrymore.
Mr. President, this is my 221st day of publicly transitioning.
God, love it.
Thank you.
I can't imagine anybody disliking you.
Oh, please. Do you want to know, ironically, who dislikes me the most sometimes?
Who?
Myself.
Oh, me too.
Oh.
A year ago, Drew wouldn't have gotten on her knees for Dylan. She wouldn't have looked twice at him. But now Dylan's a girl, and she's getting all the attention she could possibly want. And it's a lot. Dylan's addicted to attention. He's been mugging for the cameras way before he became a girl. Here's Dylan with a different Drew on The Price is Right.
Dylan Mulvaney, come on down! That's the test of the race right. It is. Yes! You got it! Dylan's a winner! Dylan's a winner! Dylan, nice job, man. Look at that. We're going to spin the wheel right after this.
It's like the longest celebration of all time, and it keeps going. We'd be here all night. It's good TV. I'm not gonna lie. What Dylan really wants, though, regardless of gender, is to be famous. And now that he's a she, fame is at her fingertips. Dylan just starred in their own musical at Rockefeller Center earlier this week to celebrate day 365. Price is Right, Dylan wouldn't have been able to rent that room. Dylan's not the only person who wants attention. Kids who see Dylan on TikTok, who feel that they've been ignored, might take this as their ticket to getting attention. It worked for Dylan, why wouldn't it work for me? And what are we left with? We're left with an attention-addicted, gender-confused generation. Dr. Thomas Kirsting is a psychologist and author of Raising Healthy Teenagers. Let's just start with maybe 0.01% of teens have sort of gender issue, trans issue. But a lot of it seems to be about attention for a lot of them. How much is the attention a factor in all of this?
It reminds me of Dr. Fauci and Michael Avenatti, the porn lawyer guy, on TV every day, during everything, trying to get attention. These are grown adults, right? So you take kids now, right? Kids are living their lives on social media, right?
Yeah.
And I always say adolescence, if I can give it a one-word definition, the term would be insecurity. They're trying to figure out who they are. They're in this purgatory place, right? Transitioning between being a child into adulthood, and they're very vulnerable, and they want to be noticed, and they want to fit in. And you layer in social media to this, kids are getting addicted to this, they're getting likes, streaks, followers, all this other stuff, and it's actually harming their self-esteem. Because the word self-esteem starts with the word self. It's how I feel about it. It's not how anybody else thinks about me. That's where our kids are getting tangled up.
So if you're an ignored teenager and you don't have a lot going on, you're ignored by your family, maybe your friends at school, and you say to yourself, wait a second, I can change everything about myself, and then I could go on the internet, and I could blow up, and I could have all the attention I want. Is that what you think is driving a lot of the transgender situations?
Well, I do, all right? So think of the word thought, right? What is thought? It's the stuff orbiting around in our mind. Where does that come from? It comes from our experiences. And if our kids' experiences are online constantly, it shapes how they think. The story, remember the TikTok story?
Yeah.
Where all the girls, those girls were developing fine motor tics even though they didn't have Tourette syndrome. The doctors figured out that it's because they were on TikTok watching people who have Tourette's, and it actually made them now in their brain to begin to mimic those symptoms. All right, so think about what all this other stuff that kids are exposed to, how that might be shaping their mind and their thoughts, and then you layer in all this attention-seeking stuff, and you get nothing but feedback. It's the perfect storm.
Wow. This is unbelievable. All right, thank you again.
My pleasure.
Always like listening to your theories. Appreciate it. Sink or swim.